Hello? Hello, hello? Hey, hi, hello! Hello, hello, everybody! Happy Thursday! Wait, I'm on, right? Okay, yeah. Whoa! Hello! Paz, thank you so hecka much for the biddies. I big heckin' appreciate you. Hello, hello. A ghost? What? Where? I look over and see the heckin' googly eyes. Oh my god. I can't take anything seriously with her, with these heckin' googly eyes. And I love it so much. I love how the googly eyes came on just when you said why. They knew. They absolutely knew. How are I? I'm a little sleepy. It's been a long day. But I have a very funny story to tell you in a second here after we do the intro boopers. Because you guys know, you ever like go to the movies, right? And the person will hand you their ticket and they'll be like, enjoy the movie. And then you be like, oh, you too. And then you feel like a total goober. I had that happen, but like kind of reverse. Oh, yeah! So I made a witchy outfit. Let me go undead real quick. Like a zombie. But look. It's so cute. I really like it. Yeah, me people want to say hi, hello, and have a good stream. Thank you, Moosey. I appreciate you. I'm also a little sleepy baby, so it is a-okay. I love it, beautiful. No, you. I timed that perfectly. You did. Very proud of you. Oh! Well, hey, now we're alive officially. Hello. We'll be alive, Bloodbears, for a little bit. I never know how long to, like, keep myself alive for. It's just kind of whenever I feel like I should be a ghostly boy. Is when we go to the ghosts. But hello, everybody. Hello, hello. I hope your week has been so heckin' kind to you. I hope today's been treating you incredibly nice. And thank you so much for joining me. Joining me today. Oh my god. Well, there it is. Sir, thank you. Still a piece of garbage.
The Wizard
Aw,
919
berries.
has welcomed RXQ 563 into the Garbo Gang.
RXQ, if you are out there, welcome to the Garbo Gang, you sweet, sweet bean. Please enjoy the best raccoon emotes we have to offer. Wizard, thank you so much for gifting them a sub. I really heckin' appreciate that. If anyone is new to our channel and who doesn't know who I am and what we do here, hey, hi, hello! My name is Bears. I am a very sleepy raccoon, but I'm also an Extra Life charity VTuber. What that means, everything I do here on Twitch, all the bits, all the subs, all the donations go into the total that you see in the top left, which in turn goes to help children's Miracle Network hospitals. So thank you so much for your support. I big heckin' appreciate you. And now, story time. Whoa! Right. I don't become undead on like any other screen. I will make myself undead on the Tiny Blubber screen, I promise. Ghost story time? Whoa. No, hello Avery, hello. So today I went to the doctor today, because you should do that at least once a year, go to the doctor, and everything's a-okay. But I had time before stream and I was like, I'm gonna go shopping, because I might be a little bit of a Garbo can body, because my video games and my food are at home, so like why leave, you know? But I wanted to go check out all the Halloween stuff, so I treated myself to a little bit of shopping today. Got some new clothes, got some Halloween stuff. I got Nicholas a big old pumpkin bed. I'm very excited about it, even though he hasn't used it at all, and I hate it. But eventually he'll go in there. But the funny story booper that I want to share with you is I was checking out, and there's actually two events that occurred that were really awkward while I was being checked out. The first one was I was being checked out, and all of a sudden we heard a woman yelling to my cashier like across the store because the automatic doors stopped working and she literally couldn't leave. But my cashier didn't really seem to care. So I'm being rung out, and the old lady that can't leave is like, excuse me ma'am, the doors aren't opening. She was very nice about it, and the cashier just like looked up and then went back to like ringing out my purchase. And so the lady, the lady was like, "Ma'am, the doors aren't opening." And again, my cashier looked up, said, "Huh?" And the lady was like, "The doors, they're not opening." And she like waved her hand in front of the little motion sensor booper. And my cashier was like, "Okay." And she went back to ringing me out. And I'm just standing there like, is this normal? Like, is this a normal occurrence? Like, am I gonna be allowed to leave when my purchase is done? Um, so again, the lady was like, "Ma'am, please, the doors won't open." And so the cashier pulls up her walkie-talkie, staring at the lady, and just says the name Jessica, and that's it. No, like explanation, no anything else about that. Just Jessica. So I'm waiting. I'm like, waiting to see who this person is. And a man named Adam comes along, and it tells my cashier like, "Hey, what's going on?" And the cashier just points to the old lady, and is like, "The doors won't open." So Adam goes and puts on the Riz because the lady is visibly upset, and he's like, "Oh, beautiful, gorgeous. I'm so sorry about that. I just didn't want you to leave." And the old lady's like immediately changed her tone, and she's like, "Oh, you just wanted me to spend more money." And eventually, like, so they never fixed the door, mind you. He like pulled it apart, like in, like in the movie when the elevator's stuck and you gotta like pull apart the elevator door. He did that with this door. Now, like, I've been to this store before. It's not like I went to the store in like the like a bad part of town and like, like half the store was dark. Like it's a good store. So like, I don't know why it was happening, but it was hilarious. So the lady left. It was all good. The second awkward thing that I really thank you. The second awkward thing that occurred, and I really want you guys to think about how you would respond if you were me in the situation. Okay, like I want to hear how you would have handled it because it's probably better than how I did. So after that interaction, I figured like maybe the cashier like was having a rough day. Something was going on. So trying to make small talk because it's just super quiet as as we're going. "Hello, Dieter. It's nice to see you. We're doing a quick little story time before we play Stray Gods. But I'm doing well. I hope the same for you." Um, so it's just awkward silence, and I'm like, "So, like, have you been busy today?" Because it was rather busy in the store. I just came after work, and I work in HR, but apparently I dressed like a retail associate because everyone kept asking me questions, and I knew the answers, so I just kind of played the part of a employee at this establishment. But I asked like, "Oh, like, have you been busy today?" And she just looked up, and she's like, "How do you mean?" And I had to like I I didn't know how to answer that. Like I had no other way to describe what I meant. Like you know what I mean? So I literally just repeated myself. I literally just said like, "Has it been busy for you today?" And she looked so confused at me that I started to question if I was speaking like the right language, if I was in like a Twilight Zone moment, and she just said, "Yeah, busy," and that was it. And I grabbed my stuff and I ran out of there, and I hope next time I go, she won't remember my face, like I usually don't try to start conversations with retail workers. Usually people who work retail don't usually like to make small talk. That's valid as someone who worked retail for 4 years before I got into HR. Well, I didn't mind when people were like genuinely nice or trying to fill the dead air. Usually I would be the one talking, like commenting on their purchases or like complimenting their hair or outfit or whatever. But I'm also librarians who finds it really easy to compliment people and make them smile. So I guess I have more of a heart for public spaces. But like, yeah, I had no idea and I instantly regretted trying to start any small talk. I mainly just wanted to see if she was okay because like, just the way she was interacting with this woman, I just wanted to know what was going on. My job is currently help desk for military stuff. I have to talk to people. My condolences, thoughts, and prayers. Okay, but I think I would do the same thing if I had the guts to try small talk. Oh, bless. I don't like uncomfortable silences. Uh, it like I feel the need to do something, and this is why we make a lot of noises on our streams. Because sometimes I feel like the air is too dead, and I just gotta say something, even if it's nonsense. Oh, okay. One more awkward thing that happened. Before we get into the game. So as I was being wrung out, because of course everything awkward had to happen while I was being checked out, a man came up behind me to check out, and he was like really close to me. He was like almost like right beside me, waiting for the register. And the cashier looked up, and she's like, "Oh, is he with you?" And I didn't know who, I didn't see him at first, so I didn't know what she was talking about. I'm like, "Huh?" And then she points and says out loud, "Is he yours?" And I'm like, "Nope." I do not know this man. I've never seen this man before in my life. So I was very excited. And this is after the "is it busy for you? How do you mean?" interaction too. So yeah, it's been a day. But that's okay, because it makes for good stories. Mama Blair trying to be everyone's mom friend. I just want to make sure people are okay. Blair, you trying to befriend the world again? Yeah. That sounds like you guys are comforting me. Like I came home from like big world school and I got picked on for like, you know, trying to make friends with the other worlds. And you guys are like, "Oh, Bears, did you try to make friends again?" And I'm just lying face down on my pillow like, I love it. I love this imagery. But lovelies, today, we are going to be a heckin' gamer. We're going to play Stray Gods. We have already begun this game, so if you don't want spoilers, I completely understand. If you need to hop out, you need to minimize the stream. If you do need to mute, make sure you mute the tab itself, not the Discord, oh my gosh, the Twitch video player, just so you still count as a viewer. But we're going to continue through Stray Gods. We are on Act 2. And I'm super heckin' excited to play. Dinner and show for Bear. Aw, yeah. Aw, yeah. I'll be silently watching and judging. But, like, a good judging? Like, what's the scoring gonna be there? And Tiny Beavers. Oh, we're a ghost again. Hang on. I fix. There we go. Alrighty. As always, let me know if any audio things need adjusted. Because I did turn this game up a little bit because I like to listen to the music. But here we go. Also, I love you. Thanks for being. I hacked it up. I was gonna be so wholesome, and I was gonna say the nicest chain of sentences, and I tripped over my own tongue. Man, I'm so sleepy. Anyway, I love you. Thank you for being here. Let's continue. Hey, hello, Murdy. Raccoon is tongue-tied.
Hey, Freddy. Have you been waiting up this whole time?
Yeah? A goat man sends you off into the night. Your life is on the line. And I'm gonna, what, sleep? What if you were taken prisoner, kept in a cave by a cyclops, or I don't know, turned into a tree? I was worried sick.
Sorry, Frank. Alright, so I think we're romancing Big Lady, and I think the hard options are like the romance path, so I might have to start like avoiding those for other people. So I go with turn into a tree.
A tree? That's random.
Yeah, Apollo kept chasing this woman named Daphne, and it doesn't matter. Important thing is,
No worries,
back.
Matt. I'm happy you enjoy it.
Met Apollo tonight, actually.
what? No way. Okay, all right. You have to tell me everything that happened. Huh. Persephone runs a club called the Underworld. That's a little on the nose.
That's what I said.
And you ended up staying with her instead of Apollo? I don't know, Grace. She sounds a little volatile.
But she's Big Lady. But she's Big Lady, though. She has her reasons.
She has her reasons. I just hope I don't end up on her bad side again.
figure your way out of it. You're still you.
I am still me. That's true.
So what are your options? You need to go back to Persephone at some point?
I could
hope
go back
so.
to Apollo's as well. Make sure he's not sore about what happened.
Oh, and, there's this. Pan left a card, says, "Come by Olympus." I doubt he means the mountain in Greece.
Ba, 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 ba.
That name keeps coming up. The idols live there.
Hello
or at least
there.
most of them do.
Sounds cool. Even if Pan is there.
Still
What
not a
do you got
fan?
against Pan?
You know how some people just set your teeth on edge? That's Pan. I can't help it. But it doesn't matter. I said I'd help,
No
and
worries,
that's what
Celeste.
I'll
Thank
do.
you so much for
You can count on
oh
me,
my gosh.
Grace.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much
Freddie.
for popping in. A big heck and appreciate you, and
The
I hope
muse! The
goes well
embodiment
for
of
you.
inspiration. Can you believe it?
Yeah, kinda.
Persephone is married to Hades. Not in this game. In this game, she's gonna be married to Blades. That doesn't have right ring to it. To work with Bears, but in the words of ancient wisdom, I did my best. So, women are pretty. I love them. Do I want to talk to Apollo? Talk to Persephone or talk to Pan? I might go talk to Apollo first, maybe? Like, the first reaction, I want to go talk to Persephone, but, like, I want to just make sure Apollo's okay, because I want to be his bro. He's a good boy. Greek Hades and Persephone have such a good relationship. And some of the things they do.
Grace,
Yeah, told you she'd be back.
what are you doing here? When you stayed with Persephone, I thought that... Well, I didn't expect to see you again.
Well, you were just being a little hot-headed boy. You were a jerk! Oh my god. I wanted to check on you.
I thought I'd check in on you. The way you left, well, it was
Thank you for the boat.
quite the scene.
Ah, yes. That. I want to apologize for my outburst. Being around my family brings out the worst in me, I'm afraid.
That's
It's
okay.
why I avoid them whenever possible, and why I should have resisted getting dragged into all this.
Oh, I like this one.
Apollo, everything you sang about still applies, even if you got angry.
I know.
We all make mistakes. You
Hello,
pick yourself up
Prince.
and you try again for Calliope's sake.
I'll think about it, Grace. I promise. For now, you're in far better hands.
I'll hold you to that. Don't think I won't.
Oh, we broke his little heart. We're a heartbreaker. Big lady taker. I like in the game. I'm loving it so far. This is our part 2 stream. We played it last week. And I'm a sucker for music. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to Persephone because I love her.
Oh, back already, are you? It's just as well. I've asked around, called in some favors, just enough to get an idea of what all the idols are currently up to. Much
You're
as
okay,
I'm
Ghost.
loath
You're
to
not late
admit
at
it,
all.
I'm back to thinking Pan may be our prime suspect after all.
Uh-oh.
Why Pan? I thought you'd rejected him as a suspect.
I did. It doesn't seem like his style. Pan has always preferred scheming over
Guys back from
direct
the doctor?
confrontation.
I went today too.
But the thing
I hope
is,
you're
how
both
did
doing
he
well.
know about you so quickly? What does he hope to gain by sticking his nose in?
Drama.
A favor or two, I guess.
Half the idols owe him a favor or two. No, he's up to something else. Until I know what it is, I can't discount the possibility that he's involved in all this.
You should know. Pan asked me to meet him at Olympus. I'm not sure why.
Oh, that's interesting. Did he happen to say what he wanted?
No. He probably wants to cash in his favor.
Huh, that's what he does. collect favors, and then use them to gather even more favors. To what end, I dare not guess.
She's so freaking pretty. My hand isn't fractured or broken, just really strained. Oh, well, I'm happy to hear it's not like anything like too serious. Just take it easy. No Tetris. Doctor's orders. I immediately forgot what you said because I was staring into your eyes.
Maybe that's what went wrong with Calliope. A favor she
the
wouldn't
favor
repay.
thing. Right.
Or something she'd discovered and refused to conceal. Now, that would be just like her.
Ghost! Take care of yourself. That's an order.
You should go ahead and see what Pan wants. It might be useful.
Just throw caution to the wind, huh?
Somehow you'll manage.
No worries, Karizu.
I want to
Enjoy
send
your
you to a
food.
party, Grace. One Aphrodite is holding. She and Eros know Pan perhaps better than anyone. If you go, it'll give you a chance to find out what he's really up to.
Why a party? Couldn't I just go wherever she lives and ask her?
You could, but if you go to this party, she'll be grateful.
Why? Is it her birthday?
She holds it from time to time and always asked Calliope to attend, but Calliope never would. You can put two and two together. A grateful Aphrodite might be willing to tell you what Pan is really up to.
I wonder why she wouldn't go to a party. We saw Aphrodite. She seemed really nice.
You know Aphrodite better than I do. Can't you talk to her?
She and I don't get along.
But she's pretty
Like
too.
how you and Apollo don't get along?
Even more intensely than that.
Oh.
I once said some things about her husband. They were true, but unwelcome.
My chat's doing that
Suffice
too.
it to say, if I showed up at Aphrodite's party, revealing Pan's secrets would be the last thing
This
on
is
her
bad.
mind.
I still have that invitation from Pan. Maybe it'd be easier if I just went to see him.
You should do both. Just don't believe a single word coming out of his mouth.
I like games where I can do both.
I might be able to coax some truth out of him. I can be persuasive.
A battle of the silver tongues, I'm sure.
One wild party with a goddess of love coming up.
It's less of a wild party and more of a somber affair.
You mean like a cocktail party?
Let me put it this way. Apollo will likely be there.
Gotcha. Expectations of fun downgraded considerably. I'll let you know what I find.
That's so bully. We can go talk to her again. What happens if we talk to her again?
I didn't realize come by any time would be taken so literally, Grace. Something specific on your mind?
Oh.
Tell me more about Calliope. You and her were good friends, right?
We were.
And?
And if you had told me a decade ago that I would become close to one of the muses, I would have laughed in your face. I always
Just wanna
considered
spend
them
more time with
Apollo's
being a
creatures.
lady.
Calliope, Cleo, and Talia. Vapid, frivolous gods who handed off their eidolon to any artist who took their fancy. Every time I met one of them, they were someone else.
One of our
Apollo
D&D
called them
character
the Sisters of Beauty, no matter their gender. Can you imagine that? That's such a stupid name.
I never thought of that. Do idols change gender a lot?
Well, we tend to seek out successors like ourselves, but it happens. With the muses, it happened frequently.
Nice.
Everywhere Apollo went,
Gender
they
fluid, I like
surrounded
it.
him like a gaggle of ducklings, just like him to gather his own fans.
I don't know if we should ask about her ex, but I kind of wanna.
Are you willing to talk about Hades? If you don't want to, that's fine. I'm just...
Incredibly curious how I ended up murdering my husband.
that, yeah.
You know, one might think that my hatred of Hades began when he kidnapped me and forced me to be his bride. But honestly, that wasn't it. I hated my brothers and
turn the music
sisters
down a
for
little
letting
bit,
it
Tro.
happen. But Hades himself terrified me.
Aw.
He had a presence. I mean, one that forever made him the most important man in the room. And me? Oh, I was nothing in comparison.
Still a piece of garbage.
Zanjan has welcomed Minball into the Garbo gang.
John the Umbreon, thank you so heckin' kindly for welcoming Min into the Garbo gang. Min, please enjoy the best raccoon emotes we have to offer. Thank you so heckin' kindly. A big heckin' appreciate you.
When Hades began doting on me, trying to earn my favor, I swooned that he might deign to think of me that way.
I really want to see what Hades
For
looks like in
centuries,
this game.
I actually thought I was in love. That the kidnapping was the best thing that ever happened
Oh,
to
he's
me.
dead in this, isn't he?
It's funny how our perspectives change.
Never mind. She killed him, I think. Whoopsies.
If you got along with Hades for so long, what changed?
I did. I grew up. I was a trophy for Hades. A conquest that he expected to remain meek and unchanging forever. He went out of his way to keep me small. I slowly realized that, he'd always been that way. Manipulation and arrogance behind the handsome sneer. We battled for centuries. I hated him, and I told him so, but he refused to part with me. He declared that I was his and would stay in the underworld where I belong.
Still a piece of, still a piece of, still a piece of garbage. Wah! Hello!
Karisu 007 is staying in the Garbo gang. Because I love you.
What? That's crazy. I love you too. Karisu, thank you so heckin' much for staying in the Garbo gang, you sweet, sweet heckin' bean. Please continue to enjoy all the best raccoon. All the raccoon emotes we have to offer. Still a piece of, still a piece of, still a piece of Garbo. John!
Zanjan is staying in the Garbo gang.
Thank you for staying in the Garbo gang. I big heck and appreciate you. And just like all the other Garbo gang members, please continue to enjoy the best raccoon emotes we have to offer. I didn't tell the server. I kept a secret. Guys, be proud of me. I kept a big secret. We got sketches of the emotes that we got commissioned from that big old emote battle booper thingy. The big vote that we did in the server. We did it! I gotta say, I think Blair Bear's plushie and Blair Hug are like my two favorites because the Blair Hug is so cute! I squealed. And these are just the sketches too. However, I felt so bad, guys. So when I first commissioned them, Blair Bear's Yippee was one of them. And I assumed when that was, given as a choice, that was, the Yippee! The little guy, the little man, the little dude Reno. My artist drew Blairberries with really happy face and her hands up in the air like yippee, and I had to be like, I am so sorry. This looks amazing, but I meant the me. And I did give her reference photos, but to be fair, we did give her 8 emotes to commission. But that was the only. Oh, I saw the wah too. You guys are gonna heckin' love the Blair Bears wah, and I might make it I don't want it to be spammed, right? So it's gonna have a cooldown, but I might make it that whenever wah is typed in chat, the wah emote appears on the screen somewhere random, just totally, completely random, and then disappears. So I think I put the TITS on the big screen.
Boop cheer 100.
What? Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the Boop Cheer 100. Guys, thank you so much for starting a freaking hype train. You heckin' goobers, I big heckin' appreciate you. DVD menu. Oh my god! If we somehow could. Oh. I could do that. I could make a GIF Oh, that would work, actually. We could make WA DVD logo. I don't know why we would need that, but I'm here for it. You guys always have the best ideas. When you guys suggested the 6-hour cooldown chat in the Discord server, I'll be real, I was like, these lovelies are wild and they're silly. But it's been one of my favorite channels because people just post like day 72 of telling you that I love you. And like it's so wholesome, but also there's like a whole Rickroll. It's like it's something new always happens in this chat, and I never wanted to stop. It's like my favorite thing in the hideout besides all the people in it. Whenever somebody says wow with the obesity gets turned up and we see the Y emote ping pong across the screen. Oh my god, you guys have the best ideas. But seriously, thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for starting a hack and hype train. I big appreciate you.
And that's when you killed him?
Oh, going
That's
from
when I
hype train
killed
to
him.
murder.
Yes.
Welcome to a Blackberry stream.
The first time one idol had ever murdered another. Thank you very much.
Oh, the delivery in that line gave me goosebumpies. Ow! Ow! You're
I'm
punished,
guessing the
right?
other idols weren't thrilled with you killing Hades.
Well, yeah, they didn't know what to do with me. And Athena was furious that the most powerful remaining idol had been lost. See, this was before the war and before all the new rules. The chorus had never once contemplated execution, but they certainly considered it then. In the end, they decided it was better to humiliate me. They ensured I did
Aw.
not benefit from Hades' murder, and stripped the throne I had wrested from his grasp.
So who runs
Which
the
you
underworld
weren't
now?
happy about.
Like in this world?
I asked them where they were all those years while I pleaded for help. I was held captive, and what was I expected to do? What, lie down and take it forever because Hades was more useful to them alive? No.
Ugh.
I stopped doing what was expected of me the day I slit his throat.
Ugh.
May he rot in Tartarus with the Titans for all eternity.
Oh, I got actual goosebumps, gang. Ooh. I'm glad we came back. No spoilers, please, but I appreciate you asking. Boop.
If you disliked the Muses so much, how did you end up becoming friends with Calliope?
Well, she sought me out. She'd become more and more unhappy on Olympus, so she decided to leave just as I had, long before. Calliope asked for my help, and I laughed in her face. Go ask one of your sycophant mortals, I
Pardon
told
me.
her. I mean, surely one of them has some threadbare couch you can sleep on.
Wow.
Typically, she was
Wow.
undeterred. She didn't just want a place to stay. She said she wanted to learn how to be truly independent from an idol who had mastered it. What can I say? I mean, I am a sucker for a well-timed compliment. I took her in.
Oh,
Apollo was furious. He and Calliope were barely speaking, but he was certain she'd come crawling back to Olympus. Oh, it made taking her in all the sweeter.
It seems too obvious that like Apollo's the killer, right? Like, because it seems too obvious that, you know, the potential lover, you know, did a murder and then regrets it. I don't know. Just I don't have any good sus on any of them yet. Ba.
After you took Calliope in, that's when you became friends?
Well, no, not right away. I wasn't looking for a friend. What I was looking for was an opening act in the club. Calliope entertained here for years, and then eventually turned from performing to attracting new acts. She was in her element. She and I, well, we warmed up to each other eventually. She was more capable than I expected, and I adored her furious rants.
Aw.
Calliope didn't seem like the furious type when I met her. That's hard to picture.
Oh, then you didn't really meet her. She was an idealist, and nobody could ever quite live up to her standards for very long. Her brothers and sisters, least of all. The idols needed to change, she said. They were withering away in the shadows, diminished and unwilling to save their own skins.
Hello, Georgito.
When I joined the chorus, she expected me to change everything, as if I could single-handedly override Athena. I was to be her champion, and together we would bring revolution to the idols. Well, I was yet another disappointment. She left the club, but I gave her a place to live.
Make sure you hydrate too.
We were supposed to stay in touch, but you know how it went from there.
I'd like to know a little more about the idols. I am one now, right?
What constitutes a little more in this instance?
Well, what are we? Where did we come from? If an idol is a soul that moves from person to person, it must have started somewhere, right?
Ah, the big question. To which the answer is, nobody knows. I remember the original Persephone only vaguely. Indeed, I'm not even certain she was the original. I mean, was there something before her? How did she get her idol on? I couldn't tell you. Evidently, we wrote little down in those early days, or were forbidden to, and our memories only stretch back so far. Anything beyond that simply isn't.
Huh. What's the story of this game? So we're playing a character named Grace. We are a musician with a lovely singing voice, and gods are real, and one of them died in our arms and gave us like a big glowing light bulb that got inserted into our chest, and now we are a god. But we are being accused of moida. So before we got murdered ourselves by the gods who thought we did it, they gave us a week to suss out the real murderer. So detective musical godlike game. One thing you need to know is this is Big Lady right here, and we love her.
How did you go from ruling the underworld to opening a nightclub named after it?
I won it in a bet with Dionysus, god of merriment.
Okay, there has to be a story there.
Well, the story is that he was a fool, but a charming one with many patrons.
Pretty
They
much,
built him a
Ghost,
nightclub
yeah.
as his personal playground. And it was a grand old time for Dionysus in the
Welcome to
1970s,
cult of
I assure
Dionysus.
you. But he didn't know how to run a business. By the time disco was ready to die, so was his stupid club.
Oh.
So I offered to make it profitable. If I succeeded, he would turn ownership over to me. He accepted because, frankly, all he wanted to do was drink anyhow. I was successful. The club became mine, and I kicked Dionysus out for never paying his tab.
Sucks to be him.
Thank you for the hydrate.
Dionysus ever sobers up, he might decide to be sore about it, but so far, that hasn't happened.
Sorry, we're
Isn't
almost
it
done with the
strange
lore.
to not know where you come from? For
I
all you know,
wanna
the
know all
idols
the
could
things.
be aliens.
Aliens? Grace, you watch too many movies.
Gods are okay, but aliens are just wacky fiction.
Fine, yes. It is
Water
strange.
for Bert? I'm drinking tea.
Well, our earliest days aren't the only blanks
Spearmint.
in our
It's very good.
memories, however. We have many. And the last was the day Zeus called us all together to tell us Rome had fallen and we should prepare for war. But did that war occur? I couldn't tell you. The last thing I remember after Rome was 1,000 years later, in the 16th century. I was in a different body, feeling as if no time at all had passed. Athena calls that period the gap. And that's what it feels like. All of us experienced it, and not one of us knows why or how.
The gap you mentioned. What was that like? Did you just wake up one day, or?
I wasn't asleep. I lived. I had lives. I passed on my eidolon. I may have known who I was and what I was, but perhaps I was completely unaware. All I know is that one day, Athena came to my nunnery, near Trieste, I think. The moment that I saw her, All the old memories came flooding back. My life during the gap was wiped away in an instant, and it never returned. If someone did that to us, they were powerful indeed.
What about Athena? I mean, she's the one who found you, right? She must have been aware.
Athena woke up on her own, or so she claims, and spent the next century rounding up those idols who remained. Zeus, however, was gone. What became of him, what happened in Rome, we've never pieced it together. It's troubling.
That's all I can think of for now. I'll see you around.
Oh yes, that's where I'll be. Around.
Yay. Let's go to the party and see what Aphrodite has to say. We know that guy.
Fancy party? Check. Bunch of strangers? Check. Grace totally not dressed for the occasion? Check. Now, if only I knew what I was supposed to be doing here.
Grace? You're here.
Yeah, I'm invited, aren't I?
I'm just surprised you even knew it was happening.
Thank you for the garble.
Persephone said I should come to this. Whatever this is.
Persephone didn't tell you? Why am I not surprised?
True, he also didn't tell us. That doesn't sound
I don't
good.
like the sound of that. What am I missing?
You don't have any of Calliope's memories, right? No deja vu recollections that aren't your own?
No. Should I have?
Not right away. For a while, you won't remember anything. We call it the veil. In time, the veil will start to lift, slowly at first, but eventually you'll remember almost everything Calliope did.
That doesn't seem so terrible. Am I missing something?
Well, remember how old we all are. There are so many memories, so the veil lifts gradually to protect you. Eventually, it's like a flood. It becomes difficult to separate what's you and what's them, and all who came before them.
You're saying I won't be me. I won't be Grace. Will I start calling myself Calliope?
Maybe. Eventually, most of us do, but most of us were chosen and prepared.
And I didn't choose this.
I understand. Take some time to let it sink in. If you like, we can talk about it later.
What does this have to do
Yeah,
with
wait,
the
tell us what
party?
the party is.
Aphrodite hasn't been the same since we came to the New World. She has horrific memories of what she endured during the war. Passing on her eidolon is a way to forget, for a while. That's what this party is for.
Oh.
When you say she's gonna pass on her eidolon, you mean...
She's going to die, yes, and pass her soul on to a chosen successor.
in front of everyone?
We're here to help, Grace. To make it easier for Aphrodite to do what she feels she must.
Oh boy.
We're here to say goodbye. At least for a while.
Do you support what Aphrodite is doing here?
It's not my choice to make, Grace.
Yeah, but you must have an opinion.
Eventually you will remember what we experienced during the war. And eventually you will remember that what Aphrodite experienced was far worse. If this is the mercy she requires, I will not tell her she should not take it.
This isn't the
I don't
first
know how
time
to feel
Aphrodite's done
about
this.
this.
She's held this kind of gathering before, right?
This is her fourth, I think, perhaps fifth.
So every time the veil, whatever you call it, when it starts to lift...
Aphrodite's memories return, and eventually it is too much. We gather to pay our respects and to honor the past. Well, she still remembers it.
I feel like if this is her 5th time doing it, like, I don't know, there has to be a way to like confront it, and I don't know.
Wait.
It seems like a metaphor
Persephone
for
said
like
Calliope
unlighting.
always refused to come to these parties.
She refused on principle. Everything Calliope did was on principle. She believed Aphrodite was indulging her sadness, wallowing in it. She thought Aphrodite should try harder.
I don't like that
Was
wording.
a point of contention between them. Aphrodite will be grateful you're
I
here.
honestly have
Trust
no
me.
idea how I feel about it, because I get it. I super get it. But I feel like we're gonna have the option to like speak our opinion and maybe try to convince her not to do the thing. Oh, I don't know. I wish there was like a I get it, but I don't like it. Like so are these idols just Greek gods possessing human bodies? It's a little more complicated, I think, but essentially, yeah. Do you want a little help? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that because I don't know like what the consequences of my actions are. Usually in a game like this, I would just go with whatever I personally feel, but like I literally see like both sides here. You know, her being a god, like she's gonna be reborn, so she doesn't really have anything to worry about in that sense, I guess. But at the same time, like a lot of these gods are living with what they've done, and they're not doing this. So like maybe she could too if she gives it a try. Have you spoken to Eros yet? I don't remember. Is he Cupid? Yeah, we spoke to him at the Underworld bar. At the party? No, Apollo came and just talked to us, like right away. I didn't have an option for who to talk to. He gives some insight. Well, why couldn't he give it to me before? I don't think this is like a big deal. I don't think this is like the main. I feel like there's gonna be a main one, and it's not this right here. Like, I'm gonna say I don't like it because it's easier to be convinced by talking to other people if for some reason this is a good thing than it is to like go back on your word or whatever. But I still see Jordan typing over there physically. Okay. I'm just gonna say I don't like it. I'm gonna stick to it. But
I don't know, Apollo.
oh god!
I don't like the whole idea.
You want her help, don't you?
Yes, but
At least speak with Aphrodite before you make a final decision. She's not here just yet. Until she arrives, I suggest mingling.
mingling.
Yeah, mingling. Talk to Eros. Or we can talk more if you like. Just try to relax, Grace.
Sure, yeah. Relax. That's what this party is for, right?
We're gonna talk to Eros. I can tell you what I picked if it makes you feel better. Sure.
Grace,
Hey, Eros. Nice to...
Aww.
Oh. Okay.
Aphrodite will be so happy you're here. It means so much you have no idea.
Are you okay?
Oh yeah, Aphrodite
seem
was
a
like
bit-
his mom, right?
Every time she does this, I don't know how to handle it. I almost want to run upstairs and demand she stop. Remind her that this never works. Sorry, I shouldn't unload on you. It's been a bad week.
Hey, I understand. This can't be easy.
She's the one who is suffering. I shouldn't be complaining. I just
Oh, but like all the
hate this. I'm there every day, going through it all with her. The nightmares, the panic attacks, the weeks when she just won't get out of bed. I'm there when she forgets the war's over, and I hold her until the screaming stops. Me. I do that.
That sounds awful.
Guys, this is serious. I'm taking the googly eyes
And now
off.
I'm arranging her gathering again, so she can die again. And I'll watch it all again.
This is true. Like, she's put her family through this 5 times now.
Is there no other way? Does Aphrodite really need to...
To die? I've asked that so many times. She's tried magic, drugs, psychotherapy, meditation, everything we could possibly think of. For a while, she'll deny anything's wrong. It all seems fine, and I start to hope. Maybe this time will be different. Then the nightmares begin, and the memories return. More with each passing day until...
The red song is my favorite.
I hate it, but I see her agony. I can't deny her this.
But like, isn't the red, like, I don't want to like do like a bad path. And the red seemed pretty bully when we like dipped into it a little bit with the one song.
Is it okay if I ask what happened? I don't mean to pry, but I'm new. I really don't know.
No, it's okay. I wouldn't usually talk about it, but I know you don't mean any harm. What happened is that Brother Ares happened. He missed out on the first world-spanning war, you see, so he was damned if he'd miss out on the next one. He found some jackbooted mortals, so full of themselves and their supremacy, and he told them about the idols. Then they came for us. Took us completely by surprise. Some they killed, but Aphrodite, her they captured.
And
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Aphrodite was captured, but she's here now. So she must have escaped.
She didn't. Do you know the name Hephaestus?
No. Should I?
God of smiths. He could make anything, any tool or weapon. He was Aphrodite's husband, and he adored her. When he found out the mortals were torturing her, he went mad. He was determined to save her.
They tortured her?
Nothing extreme, I'm told. They were too frightened, but they were also determined to wring every last secret out of her. So, who knows how long that fear would have lasted. Thus, Hephaestus made a deal.
With the, jackbooted guys.
No, with their enemies. That's what saved her.
Then this deal is how Aphrodite survived.
It's how we all survived. It's what brought us to the new world. Hephaestus saved us all. We never saw him again. That was the deal. He would leave, make their precious weapons, and never look back. Aphrodite never even got to say goodbye. It's funny, because Aphrodite didn't even like Hephaestus when they were married. She seemed to resent every minute they were together. But now he's all she can think about.
Maybe I just don't understand, but... Isn't this, like, suicide?
Some of the idols have committed suicide. They let themselves die without passing on their eidolon.
What happens?
What you'd expect. They're gone. Forever. Mother says she can't do that. She won't. Not until she sees Hephaestus again, I suspect. Not that what's happening here is anything casual. She still has to die for a while.
Maybe I shouldn't ask,
Hello,
but
Leo.
is there any way to change Aphrodite's mind?
You say that as if I haven't tried. If only... She'll ask you to use your power as part of the celebration. Could you use it to inspire her?
I can't force anyone to do anything they don't want to, Eros.
That's not what I'm asking. I believe that deep down, she doesn't want to do this any longer. She must see it isn't working. She just needs the strength to try. Or I hope that's all she needs.
Like the bad Tenko. His name's Batty Coda.
I'll try, if you think it'll do some good.
I don't know if it will. I just find it hard to believe it could get any worse.
Famous last words.
Tell me about it. Do whatever you think is right, Grace. And thank you.
Okay, so the ads are coming up. So just so we don't miss out on any content for anyone that isn't a sub, I'm going to do a quick little 3-minute BRB screen. Just let the ads play out. So go get some water, go grab a snack, do some stretches, and we will be right back. For anyone that is just coming in, I will give a disclosure. We're playing Stray Gods, which if you remember last week, it is like a really musical and beautiful game. This part, however, feels a little bit intense. Nothing too, like, I don't know, like graphic visually, I don't think, but it does have themes of suicide and depression. So just to give you guys a quick warning, we're gonna go the path that kind of like is gonna try to help her out. We'll see what happens, but for now, I'm gonna go grab heck and snack. So be right back. Hello? Oh, I forgot I was a ghost on this scene still. Yeah, let me fix that real quick. Bada boop. Wow. Bah, bah, bah. Hello, hello. Just a really quick, gonna do a big heckin' a big screen blabber spiel. Just in case anyone has come to the chat who doesn't know who I am and what we do here. Hey, hi, hello. My name is Bebbers. I'm an Extra Life charity VTuber. And what that means, everything I do here on Twitch, all the bits, all the subs, all the donations go into the total that you see right there in the top left, which in turn goes to help children's Miracle Network hospitals. So thank you so heckin' much for your support. I truly, super duly do appreciate you being here. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to come say hello and to give me the opportunity to say hello back with my actual factual live voice. Hello. But thank you guys so much for being here. Seriously, I do appreciate it. If you're not already, we do have a Discord server. You can do exclamation mark Discord to join. I promote it mainly because we do a lot of charity events with our community, and it's the best way to participate in those and to see when I'm going live next, because my schedule can be kind of all over the place. But I love you, and we're gonna go ahead and get back into the game now. Let's go talk to Apollo and get some lore, and then we will wait for Aphrodite. Oh, thank you, Bagels. I appreciate you.
I know all these people, Grace. For as long as I can remember, I've known them. Yet sometimes I feel like I don't know any of them at all. Or they me.
I spoke to Eros. He's pretty broken up over all this.
Oh, poor Eros. Each new successor, his hopes rise up once more. And then he watches the new Aphrodite crumble. Piece by piece. Only to start all over again.
How horrible.
It's so different from the olden days. Once he was the eternal disaster. And Aphrodite kept constant vigil over him.
Maybe he feels like he owes her.
I think he's followed her into a dark void, and somewhere, deep down, believes he deserves no better.
You don't enjoy these family gatherings, do you?
Are they family gatherings? Like the sort mortals have?
You call each other sister and brother and mother.
Well, yes, but...
And you've been together like 100 times longer than I lived with my family. All you're missing is a drunk uncle everyone has to apologize for.
Enjoy your look, Granomir.
That would be Pan. But yes, I feel very much out of place.
Why is that exactly? Wouldn't you feel more like you belonged after 1,000 years together?
Is your assumption that all those centuries bring great wisdom?
Yes.
Don't they?
We get older. We have more to forget. We hold grudges longer, but wiser. No. Not so far.
I should get back out there.
Oh no, let's go back. Oh, okay, good. We had more to ask him. Why would we leave him like
Back
that?
again.
I should get back out there.
Okay, I guess we did. Just kidding. JK. It's nothing to say to you, Apollo. Is there a cooldown for the crane game? I think it's like 3 minutes, I think.
My family. Having you all here, gathered once again to see me off, it moves me. More than I can say. My loves, my darlings, my dearest friends. And you. Oh, my dear sweet thing. I dare not hope that you, with all your troubles, might sing me to my sleep. Yet here you are. Yet here she is. Huh.
It's lovely to meet you, Aphrodite. Properly, this time.
Ah, yes. Poor Calliope. Such a loss to us all. I shall miss her dearly. To have come so far, only... No, it doesn't bear thinking about. It's too much.
Is this Grace, my lady? The new muse?
Oh! What manners I have. Grace, Grace, meet the lovely mortal woman who shall tonight become the new me.
I love her makeup.
Hi, my name's Venus, and yes, it really is Venus. Nice to meet you, Grace.
Yeah, hi. Nice to meet you.
We'll both be new at this, huh? Maybe we could get together and compare notes if you,
Survived my trial?
Yeah. Lady Aphrodite told me. I shouldn't have brought that up. I'm sorry.
There will be so much time for you lovelies to speak later.
Lovelies.
Now, we must prepare for my departure.
Piece of garbage. Epiphany! Thank you so much.
0_IQ_Epiphany is staying in the Garbo gang.
Yeah. Done. Hey, thank you so much, Epiphany, for staying in the Garbo gang. You sweet, sweet bean. Please enjoy the best raccoon emotes we have to offer. Big hug and appreciate you. We do that. I really need your help first, Booper, or like. 'Cause I'm torn between I'm sorry this happened to you and I really need your help first. I don't want to like. I mean, it's not wrong that we do need her help, so.
Are you sure we can't talk first? I really need your help, Aphrodite.
I know you do, my dear. I wish I could be there for you, but I'm afraid my time is up. But since you've shown such kindness in coming, I will ask Eros to make himself available to you afterwards. There's nothing I know that he does not. He is my son, my truest friend, my longest love.
Won't he be a little distracted?
Eros has been through this before, Grace. He knows what must be done.
I just want to say, I'm really sorry that this happened to you, that you need to do this.
A babe in our dreary world, and yet already possessed of such earnest purpose.
Like I'm gonna cry.
Weren't you opposed to this, Grace?
Apollo! Oh, you've come after all.
I
You
am,
look
but I can still
remarkably
be
well, cousin.
kind.
I've had a great deal of time to prepare. I assure you that would not be the case. As for you, Grace, have you gathered the true purpose of tonight's gathering?
Kinda wish I could say the to remember line.
To ease your suffering? To forget about what happened?
An escape into the soothing blackness. To swim in Lethean waters, at least for a time.
Does it help?
I don't know. Each Aphrodite before me begged for mercy. This is all I can do for all of us. Even so, tonight is not about the pain. It is about honoring the memory of what was while that memory still persists. Go, enjoy the gathering, Grace. Tell me when you're ready to begin.
Why does Grace have to be like, all right, ready to help you die? Holy moly. Let's talk to Apollo again.
Back again.
Hello, Damity.
I don't think I'll have a chance to talk to Aphrodite. Not before, you know.
Not surprising. Surely Persephone must have realized that.
How? She's never been to one of these things. Anyway, I'm not sure what I'd do now.
You have two choices, Grace. Either you do as she asks and sing her to her rest,
At which point Venus won't have Aphrodite's memories yet.
or you somehow convince her to remain with us and hope she's grateful.
And doesn't regret it. Or get angry at me for ruining her party.
Give
Do
her the
what you
half
feel is
pats and
right.
the boobs.
It's a risk either way.
I should get back out there.
Let's go talk to Venus.
I want to apologize again, Grace. I really messed up. It looks like I'll be doing that a lot. Lady Aphrodite said I'm ready, but I don't know.
What did she do that was wrong? Like what? Why is she apologizing?
Having second thoughts? If so, now's probably the time to mention it.
I would never do that to Lady Aphrodite. I'm just nervous.
That's understandable.
If I can ask, what does it
I kind of feel
like
bad for her, but
after it happens?
thank you, the garble.
Different?
I was so scared at the time, I didn't know what to think. I had no idea who Calliope really was.
You didn't remember anything? About her? Who she was? She was just gone?
Yeah. Isn't that the point of all this?
I just wanted to be sure. Sometimes it doesn't seem like it could be real.
Are you really okay with all this? You know what's gonna happen, right?
I saw a lot of people in crisis at the shelter. I knew something was wrong with Lady Aphrodite. She's in so much pain, Grace. She won't let you see how much. Eros called me one night desperate. She wouldn't stop screaming. She didn't know where she was. She's a good person, Grace. A good soul. She deserves mercy.
But don't you feel this is wrong? I mean, you're ending your life. It's like some kind of murder-suicide pact.
I don't think of it like that. Lady Aphrodite is not committing suicide, and I'm not being murdered.
Aren't you? Your life is ending. It's being taken over, swallowed up by Aphrodite's grief.
I'm becoming part of something bigger. Something amazing. Or maybe you're right. It'll be terrible, and I'll end up in so much pain I'll regret it.
So why go through with it?
Because Lady Aphrodite needs me. Maybe, just maybe, if I'm added into the mix of all the people she's been,
Oh no.
maybe things will be different.
Oh, Venus. I don't think so, honey. Oh, I might cry. Like, this could be a very intense moment. So just everyone prepare your tissues.
I have tried so hard, fought for so long, but in the end, I must bid you all farewell once again. But before I go, I would like us all to remember the sacrifices that brought us here to this
I don't know if I'll be doing
strange
green ready
new
because I
world.
kind of want to try to talk her out of it.
This time
I think I'm with Eros
is with
on
the help
this.
of our lovely muse that we shall be guided. We let them rise. We let it happen. We waited far too long. We thought we shouldn't intervene. We were wrong. We were wrong. Since the beginning we were hidden. We held court from up above. 'Twas the golden age of reason, and I the queen of love. But a plague of hate.
Yeah, if we do red in the game, I'm glad it's with the song that everyone keeps telling me is like the best.
Before we fell to our knees begging, we fell from the sky. We let them rise, we let it happen. We waited far too long. We thought we shouldn't intervene. We were wrong, we were wrong. Our so-called brother Ares.
Oh, got your comment. Too late, Dorda.
He so loved the military. He became their dog of war. He denounced his loving family, and with mortal guns and greed, on a plate gladly delivered everything that war dogs need. He betrayed us and we let him, and with their mortal souls long gone, we thought we were untouchable. We were wrong. We were wrong.
Okay, thank you. Then I'll pick the ones that I want to hear.
The power of the idols pounds within your chest. But for now I am in mourning for a love gone unexpressed. He was harder than the chisel. I was a horrid block of ice. A winter's chill that stayed until he made his sacrifice. The man that I ignored saved me when I fell. Yes, the husband I abhorred rescued me from hell. I thought it was a joke when it was said to me. He struck a deal with our enemy's enemy, made a secret weapon so my captors let me go. He gave up his freedom, leaving just a memory, and this love I'll never know is what he gave to me.
I gotta say that I'm amazed I held my tongue for so long. Not such a fan of this old plan, but who's to say that you're wrong? Now shoulda gotta erase a memory when there's no chance of changing history. This guy that sacrificed his life so you can live in his place. Wish he'd drop by, cause man, I'd die to see the look on his face. You try to hide from your reality, but then come back with regularity. And if you notice a disparity, then what's the meaning of his legacy? Everybody. Who gives a damn about your suffering? Everybody. Who wants to see you be yourself again? Everybody. Who feels your pain in case you're wondering? Everybody. You got the time, but it's the stuttering. Everybody wants to see you fall in love.
Place your face, so let me give you a hand. An idol should embrace the things they don't understand. And you don't get it. My mind's a falling city, buildings crumbling down. What is more, the pity, all I hear is the sound. Bombs blanketing the ground, a screaming so profound. And you want to play around. Will you offend? Everybody is insulted by your acrimony. Everybody wants to wallow in my testimony. Everybody. So who is ready for the ceremony? Everybody. I'll be siding with the everybody. Everybody wants to see you fall in love.
I never thought you'd let it get this way. I stood by watching what we've built decay.
We're just pretending that the ending is near.
Dude, what a
Mother,
voice.
isn't it clear? Your family's here. Everybody can see the agony you're going through. Everybody knows the goddess is inside of you. Everybody keeps repeating what they're meant to do. Everybody, I've got to stop it just to prove to you. Everybody wants to see you fall in love.
Everybody, who's gonna help me overcome the war? Everybody, who's gonna be there when I'm on the floor? Everybody, who's gonna cry when I walk out the door? Everybody, cause I'm not gonna do this anymore. Everybody wants to see you, wants to see you fall in love again.
Do we do it?
Mother, is it true? You've chosen to.
Live. I have chosen to live.
I told you. I warned you.
I'm so sorry, Venus. I made you so many promises, dearest, and I won't be able to keep them.
My lady, all I ever wanted was for you to be happy. If this is your wish, I'll be with you at every step.
I as well. Always.
I hope none of us regret this choice in the days to come. But thank you.
Sorry, I'm wiping my eyeballs. Hi, Ambi.
This is the only way you'll get through it. Together, as a family.
If there's any chance, Mother, any at all, this is it.
I know, my loves. I hope you're right. Now then, Grace. You needed my help. No doubt regarding Calliope's death. Have you any suspicions as to who might be responsible?
Not really.
Not really, no. You're the first person I've asked. I'm told you know everyone.
Everyone. Now that's an exaggeration.
You do know everyone, Mother. You're always in their business.
That didn't sound entirely like a compliment, my love. Besides, I'm not the only one who's always in everyone's business, am I?
You're thinking of Medusa, aren't you?
What the? My babe is in this game. I hope we get to meet her, please. Hang on, I can't see the options because I can't read through the tears.
Wait, hold the phone. That chick who turns people into stone?
Nice
yeah,
rhyme.
that's the one.
She works for Athena as a watcher. She's everywhere, lurking in the shadows. If you look anywhere, Grace, start with her.
Okay.
Come now, Mother. It's time you rested.
Could we ever
It's been a long
romance
night.
her? I mean, I love
If I
big
don't,
lady,
I suppose you'll
but,
both
like,
gang up on me again. Very well.
Thank you for the hydrate. I will do.
So, did they have anything helpful?
Maybe. What do you know about Medusa?
Medusa? That's a
Ooh.
rather dark name to unearth. Are you thinking of seeking her out?
I am. Do you know where she is?
Not really, no. Medusa makes it her business to stay out of sight. Athena employs her as a spy master, a hound to do her bidding, a vicious hound at that.
Oh my god.
Athena's not likely to tell either of us where to find Medusa. I can't say for certain who would know.
Guys, of all like the Greek
you
lore,
all right,
like
Grace?
Medusa is one of my
You
favorites.
seem troubled.
I didn't know that she was gonna be in this one. Like, oh, I'm so excited. Ba.
What Aphrodite went through, it's a lot.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about the life of an
Enjoy your
immortal.
lick bagels, thank you.
It never ends.
This is an icon,
Wow.
absolutely.
Way to really sell it, Apollo.
Including dental and snake dental. That's great.
How are things
Smental.
with Persephone? Is she helping as much as you thought?
Yeah,
her.
I kind of like her. Way more than I thought I would. Why?
Big lady.
All I mean to ask is, has she said anything?
About...
No. Never mind. It's none of my business. Please forget I asked. Give my regards to Persephone when you see her.
I could see going for the Apollo ending, like, in the next playthrough.
Apollo. Always so dramatic. And well done, by the way. You may be the very first person ever to talk sense into Aphrodite.
Thank you, person.
I still don't know if I did the right thing.
I
It
didn't
was
like the
never
other
up to you,
options.
Grace. The choice has always been Aphrodite's. Look at
Thank
it
you.
this way. At least she has a chance now. Whether she uses it, we'll see. I remember the last time I passed on my Eidolon. 1952. I was married to, well, say you'd call him a gangster. More of a thug. A mean, vicious little thug. Persephone saved me from him. Tore his head clean off. But not before he fired a shotgun into her chest. My chest? Whatever.
Do you remember who you were before?
I still am her. Chastity, that is. You can see why I switched names. I remember being disgusted I was ever that weak. Persephone made me strong. But it never really goes away. We all have our sordid history, our personal horrors, building up like sediment around our souls. You can't let it bury you, Grace. You are the only one who can keep your head afloat.
You're incredible.
You're incredible. You know that?
There's no need to be facetious, Grace.
No, really.
I am incredible. It's true. It's good that you recognize this.
Okay, I take it back.
Oh, you can't take it back, Grace. I would have thought you'd learned that by now.
What's his love song?
After centuries of cruel injustice,
I get really excited.
everybody working against me, every idol but for one, violent with apathy. We couldn't reach a resolution, but you and I, I'm queen of the underworld, and you, Grace, you. Something seems familiar about you. Have we met some lifetime ago? Gods like me don't have too much to hope for. The rules been fixed throughout the ages. So I have forged a daring path. I would like to make some changes.
find you, Grace. Your lost little girl. The first time we met, you called me that. And now I understand. Show it or not, I see your heart. You've got one big mouth on you, don't you? Yet it's me who's closing in. Think I like that mouth on you, won't you? You've overstayed your welcome.
I'm so mad. No, we were this close. We were this close to greatness. Hacked up my camera. Oh my god. Ah. Damn it. I do hope that like when you get these so bad, you lose drinking. Listen, I love visual novels and I love dating sims. So like I also love musicals and I love Greek mythology. This game is so great for me. Like Thank you, Epiphany. I love you. Oh man, the one thing I really hope, and Murdy or Jordan, like feel free just to answer like yes or no if it does matter. I don't have to stick with red options to romance her, right? Like I'm allowed, because I do love the green options. Like me as Blibbers, the green is usually something I would say, but like I know the red is a heckin' bop, so as long as pick the hearts, okay, good, awesome, thank you. Because like sometimes I also want to pick the red, because man, the red path is just so boppy, dude. Anyway, let's get back to being sad.
Time to go home. Get out of here, Grace.
Why is she mad at me? Why is she mad at me? Should I have said that we were fighters? It's funny when I first was a jumble of blue green most of the time for my choices. I feel like I needed, yeah, like a lot of the times it is green, but there are a couple red ones. Alright. So the option is panned, but let's go. If we go back. Oh, we'll go talk to Freddy real quick, I think. Well, I guess we can talk to Freddy after we talk to Pan, because we told Freddy we'd be going to talk to him, so. She'd be like, did you talk to the man?
I'd say hello, Grace, but I'm afraid that look on your face might be catching.
What is this place?
Pan the man.
It's a garden, darling. Surely even mortals have them.
This building. All those people I pass getting up here. Are they all idols?
Oh, at least some of them. Welcome to Olympus, dear Grace. Our home hidden away in plain sight. Marvelous, isn't it?
I've passed this part of the city 100 times. I've never seen this building. Was it always here, or...?
Our Lady Hecate provides glamours that allow certain things to go unseen, such as my glorious horns. Olympus is the same. Those invited see it. Those who aren't see exactly what they expect. It's not anywhere as grand as in the old country, but it serves its purpose.
How many idols are there? I've met, what, less than 12?
Oh, I don't know, 20, 30. Our numbers have dwindled so much I've stopped keeping track.
I didn't know there were that many gods.
We're not all equally legendary, it's true. Some idols were barely worshipped, others not at all. Indeed, not all of us are idols. Some are merely immortal. Hangers-on, if you will. You'll meet them all, given time.
Idols live here? I mean, Calliope didn't, obviously. Apollo doesn't either.
One must have special dispensation from Our Lady of Wisdom, Athena, before they can take up a private dung heap like Apollo's.
Am I gonna have to give up my apartment?
That's rather putting the cart before the horse, darling. First, you must outlive the weak.
Right. Good point. I don't know, Pan. Olympus seems pretty grand to me.
As if mortals would know any better.
Wow.
This isn't the first time you've been here. I'm sure Hermes took you to Athena's dreary office.
That's here? Huh.
Good one, that
Sorry, you
Hermes.
sick, love.
Almost as dull-witted as the original, but biddable.
Biddable.
You asked me to meet you here?
I did. Though I feared you might decline, considering your rather callous rejection earlier.
Oh, you look so cute.
Regardless, my pride is
Biddable.
intact,
Biddable.
as is the favor you owe me,
Liberty,
which I
biddity.
now wish to collect.
Yeah, figured as much. Persephone was right about you.
Dear, sweet, suspicious Persephone. My vicious little pomegranate, what have I ever done to you? Here's the thing. A friend has begged for my help, and you're far better suited than I to offer what he requires. I'll give you a key to reach the reliquary where he resides. You help him, and then we're even. If that's not
what
enough
does he
incentive,
need, though?
the reliquary is also where you'll find the lovely Hecate.
Ooh.
A sorceress of her power could aid your quest. What do you say?
What is this reliquary? Doesn't that have something to do with the bones of saints or something?
Not those relics. Our relics. The relics of ancient gods. Magical treasures collected over thousands of years. Books, mainly. We store them in a faraway place so no one unsavory can get their hands on them.
Unsavory like you?
Unsavory like most.
His face.
Athena has
Oh,
decreed that
God.
these relics are not to be used by any save Hecate and herself. A rather dull waste of so much amassed knowledge and power, but who am I to judge? I'm not leader of the chorus.
If these relics are off limits, does that mean they're dangerous?
Some, but I'm not asking you to chase after any of that nonsense. In fact, I'd advise against it.
But what if one of those relics could help me?
My, such an adventurer you are. It's possible, but ask Hecate first. She, and I mean this with complete and uncharacteristic seriousness, is not an idol you or anyone wishes to cross.
Oh boy.
This person I'm to help, what does he want? And why can't you do it?
Well, Grace, there are some things you're better equipped to handle than I. This, as I understand it, is a delicate matter of the heart. One that requires a muse's hand.
A matter of the heart.
What, did you think I was sending you to rough someone up? Set something aflame? Don't be absurd. The man has an issue with his love life. Even if you can't help him, I'll treat the effort as worth the favor.
So that's it? Fix up someone's love life? Nothing trickier than that?
To catch.
Oh, the way you talk, Grace. It makes me blush.
Well, it's just that...
I trade in willing favors, Grace. If I didn't, no one would want to do as I ask, and then where would I be? I may seem untrustworthy, but allow me to reassure you. If I wish you harm, you will walk into that harm knowingly, and with open arms.
Why? Nope. We're
We're not romancing you, sir.
What about Calliope? Did she walk into harm knowingly and with open arms?
You tell me. I could deny it, of course, but if you choose not to believe anything I say, what's the point of asking the question?
That's valid.
This
actually.
Hecate, do you think she could help me?
If she's of a mind. She is the goddess of dark magic, the
What
creator of all our marvelous glamours. If anyone can help you, it is she.
And if she's not of a mind?
Then she won't help you.
What buck?
Grace, that part is up to you. I can't be expected to do everything, can I?
I'll think about it. But no promises.
Marvelous. The gentleman you seek is named Asterion.
What?
Lovely fellow, quite harmless.
From Baldur's Gate
Now,
3?
if there's nothing else you need.
That depends. What can you tell me about Medusa?
That is a rather peculiar subject change.
Her name came up at Aphrodite's party. I'd like to look into it.
You'll find Medusa at a dingy little club appropriately named the Viper's Nest. Give her my regards. Do tell me you'll be careful if you go there, Grace. Medusa is a hideous creature and should be treated as such.
You stop that right now, man. She's beautiful.
I'll be careful. What could go wrong?
Darling, there are so many responses to that, I can't pick just one. I'll send a package to your domicile that contains directions and the key you'll need to reach the reliquary.
Thank you, person.
I said no promises.
Well, if you decide to go, Grace, you'll still need all those things. Say hello to darling Hecate on my behalf, will you?
Have to do, but but we can go talk to Freddy. Actually, that's what we're gonna do. How's
Hey,
the
hey,
war?
so what's the news, Miss Muse?
I like the rhyme.
Miss Muse.
Well, does a muse have a proper form of address? I just
Oh,
want to
the
hear what
answer at
exciting
15,
adventures
we're
you've been
okay.
having.
Well, I stopped the goddess of love from killing herself, I guess.
Whoa. Do gods have interventions? You know, they're nothing like I thought they would be. Everything else okay, though? Do we know who the killer is yet?
Not just yet, no.
Okay, well, let me know if there's anything I can do. If I have to hustle to become your high priestess, well, so be it.
You know what I find weird? That the idols have managed to remain completely secret all these years. Sure, they have magic and whatnot, but in all this time, nobody's found them out? Athena is that good?
Who says nobody has found them out? The way I see it, it's like UFOs.
Okay, I have to hear this.
Okay, so you could have real evidence that UFOs exist and that governments have covered it up and people still wouldn't believe it. Why? Because they'd get laughed at if they admitted it. Imagine the headline, Greek gods exist and are living among us. What website would even run that?
Weird conspiracy ones. Yeah, you're right. What are Kaz and Brian up to? You didn't tell them anything, did you?
No, I told them you came home, that you're okay, but that you're having a moment. They send their love.
Should we tell them, do you think?
No, we'll get in
What
trouble.
for? They have their own problems. Plus, Brian can't keep a secret to save his life, and Kaz is officially homeless.
Is he still crashing on Brian's couch?
Grace, you do know that Brian doesn't have a couch, right? Just some giant beanbag things?
Then where is Kaz?
Those are comfy though.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cute. They'll tell us when they're ready. But right now, it's best just to not mix them up in this.
Exactly how much do you know about the Greek gods, Freddy?
I know my Greek mythology, but what I've read clearly doesn't line up with who they are today. Or who
That's
they
how I'm feeling,
ever
Freddy.
were. Maybe.
Still might be useful. There's got to be some truth to those stories, right?
Maybe? Who do you want to hear about?
Oh.
Do you know anything about the Muses? Or Calliope in particular?
Yeah, for
Two
starters, there were
bros chilling
supposed
on
to
a
be
beanbag
9.
6 inches
Though
apart
I guess there are
because
some
we are
sources
gay.
that said there were only 4, maybe 3. Each of the muses had her specialty. Did you know that Calliope is supposed to be the muse of epic poetry? She inspired the Odyssey.
Wow. I don't even like poetry.
Yeah, it was said her singing voice was unmatched. So they got that part right, at least.
Did she also lead the ancient Greeks in giant choreographed dance numbers?
No, but she once turned a bunch of snobby princesses into magpies, so there's that.
Pretty cool.
Just how many of these gods are there? From what I've heard, lots of idols live around here.
Well, there are tons of minor gods in Greek mythology, hundreds even, depending on how you define them. Oddly, there's never any mention of the word idols in relation to them. Maybe it's like how people worshipped idols?
I sort of assumed it was related to the eidolon.
Which is a Greek word, but I think it means ghost. An image of someone after they die.
Makes sense.
Me, I'm more amazed at all the big names missing. Not just Zeus and Hades, most of the Olympians seem to be gone.
Yeah, that's
Makes
weird.
you think about what's been lost. But also, what might still be out there.
What about Apollo?
Okay, so the prophecy stuff checks out. Apollo was god of the sun and light, but also kind of enlightenment in general. He's always talked about as this beautiful and cultured god involved with the arts and the muses, kind of a Renaissance man before the Renaissance.
He's clearly had a rough time since those days.
Well, he was also a giant horn dog, Grace. I can list off like a dozen men and women Apollo has had as lovers, and there's probably more.
Weren't they all like that, though?
I mean, Apollo's no Zeus. He never assaulted anyone as a swan.
There it is.
And no, they aren't all like that. Our sun god had a reputation.
Just waiting for the swan moment.
Tell me what you know about Persephone.
Honestly, she's the least like her stories. Usually, she's either a victim or just the wife of Hades, or both.
And that's it? She was kidnapped by Hades, end of story?
Pretty much. Her mother was so angry she created winter. But otherwise, Persephone was just your average sweet and virginal fertility goddess.
You're right, that doesn't sound like her at all.
Must be hard to be defined by this one thing that happened to you thousands of years ago. I'd be pissed if everyone thought my story ended there.
Well, she is pretty pissed. That much is true. You said Pan was some kind of lust god, right?
Yeah, kind of. Pan's a god of the wild, and I guess that translates into a sort of lustfulness and earthiness, humping nymphs in the forest sort of thing.
And you don't like him?
Honestly, he's exactly what I'd expect him to be. All the stories say he's a lech and a beast. The Christians equated him with the devil. Weirdly, he's also the only god who's supposed to have died, though it's never really clear how or why. Anyhow, there's a great statue depicting Pan having sex with a goat. Next time you see him, you gotta ask him about it.
Hi.
What about Athena? Is she really supposed to be the goddess of wisdom?
Sure, but mostly that's meant as tactical knowledge. Athena wasn't all sweetness and light. She was a warrior goddess. She was also the goddess of heroes. There are loads of stories where Athena helps guys like Odysseus or Jason or Perseus.
No female heroes back in those days?
Yeah, guess not. Women were the weaker sex, which maybe is why Athena was portrayed as being vindictive. She cursed Medusa, one of her own priestesses. She turned people into spiders, struck them blind, started the Trojan War. It's the whole thing.
It's
Not
a
being
whole
as
thing.
wise as advertised is on brand for her,
I
then.
love the dialogue in this game so much.
You think there might be other gods out there?
Well, there are all those gods the idols say wandered off. We don't know they're dead for sure, right? They could be living it up in Australia. Who would know? Then there are all the other mythologies, hundreds of cultures, each with their own pantheon. So what's so special about the Greeks? That only their gods are real, right?
True.
All those other pantheons could be living in secrecy, just like the idols. And that means they're hidden from each other, too. Oh, they could be everywhere and no one would know.
It's like a whole other secret side to the world.
Yeah, that's cool, right? I hope I get to meet Ganesha one day. Or maybe Lakshmi? Oh,
Oh my god, her face is really cute.
I wonder how much of
She
those
was just
stories
like,
are true.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I'm giving you the quick version. There are reams of textbooks out there covering all this, but even they rarely agree with each other.
Really? Nothing definitive?
Ancient Greece was 3,000 years ago, Grace. Not much information survived all that time, if it was even valid to begin with.
I should really apologize about the band. This kind of puts a dent in
Jesus,
your
gonna lay a
plans, doesn't it?
smackdown.
You're right, Grace. How dare you
Sentences
sabotage
I never
my
thought I'd
dreams?
read in
I am
chat.
so mad I could spit.
You know what I mean. Nobody could have seen this coming, sure, but it's always been something with me.
Well, as I see it, there are two ways this goes down. One, neither of us gets back to the band. It was just a thing we did for a while before I founded a cult in your name. Or two,
Nice.
we get back to it and the band now has the Muse as its lead singer. Edge of Elysium becomes the coolest and most appropriate band name ever.
Ugh, I still really hate that name.
Look, Grace, you can't be the source of all the drama and name the band, okay? That's the rule.
Okay, that's enough questions for now.
You sure? I can talk all day. You know I can.
I'll check
Oh
back
my
with
God, I
you soon,
love
Freddy.
her.
Time for more mystery solving.
Alright, what time is it? So oh, wait, Medusa's oh man, okay, I want to do so much, but I think I might have to call it there for stream because I still do need to go make dinner. It's getting to be about that time. Oh, there's content warning. I think this game autosaves, so I think I'm alright to back out of here. So let me go, big screenplay bears. Please do stick around. I would love to send a big raid over to someone else tonight. So please stick around just so we can have those raccoon numbers. Give me 1 second here. Hello? Hello, hello? Hello, I'm back. Let me boot up Twitch here really quick. Guys, thank you so heckin' much for spending this evening with me. I really do appreciate you. I hope that your night treats you incredibly kind. If I don't see you this weekend, I hope you have an amazing weekend. We will be live tomorrow again with Pokemon Legends Arceus. Maybe putting our face on more characters, who knows? Let's see here. Oh, we got a lot of lovelies live, actually. Thank you for streaming this scene. Wow, of course! Oh my gosh! It's my pleasure. I get to hang out with all of you. What the heck, Rooney? I think we're gonna go give a raid to Baggles. Because I have a Baggle bias and I love her. But also, she's put a lot of effort into her models for Halloween, and I just want to show them off to all of you. If you guys don't know, we're gonna go raid Baguette Baby. She is a V-Roid, aka like a 3D tuber. So, her models can do a lot of shenanigans, and I'm really here for it. Let me get the raid started here. Raid Baguette the Baby. But is it going? We there? Yeah. If you are able to, here is our raider message. Bada bing. If you cannot use our emotes, just spam all the hearts and kind words. Let's spread a little joy and kindness today. I hope to see you tomorrow, but if I don't, I hope you have an amazing rest of your weekend. I hope you find time to do something that makes you really heckin' happy. Be sure to pick up one of those hobbies you've been putting off. Make sure you treat yourself to some tasty food, drink plenty of water, and I will see you next time. Okay? I love you! Ba-da! Boop!